Chrystal, and I'm with Super Toyota Fan.
Hi, it's Chrystal Duran.
Chrystal Duran. She's back. You may remember the video we did last week with Chrystal when we went over her Camry. Chrystal just went to Nashville,
Tennessee for a hockey tournament last weekend.
and she took a RAV, like this one.
Got to drive a brand new RAV down there, and I was going to tell a little bit about it.
A little bit, and she had like 3 people in the car and a giant stinky hockey bag.
And a lot of luggage, hockey sticks, a cooler, and everything fit so well, and we had so much interior space and the cargo space. I could not believe how much cargo space this car has.
All right, so let's look at a couple of those things and let's show this thing off. First things first, the trunk.
The trunk. So if you can imagine, we had a hockey bag that took up this entire space, and we had some suitcases, snack bags. We had a cooler in the back seat and hockey sticks, and my son, who's taller than I am, he still had plenty of legroom and space in the back seat.
Really?
Yes.
And he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty big kid.
Yeah, he's like a giant 14-year-old.
Yeah.
And
A man-child.
bigger than the bag. And it's got the rubber mat. Did you have the rubber mat on yours?
I believe it had a rubber mat, yes.
Yeah, you're going to see this one's got all-weather floor mats, which are super cool when the winter time rolls around.
And one thing I noticed that you don't see right now, but you have that option to put the
cover?
The cover. So I liked that when I used to have a 4Runner. You could hide all your Christmas presents. People don't see that stuff.
True story. My parents used to hide our presents in the trunk of the car.
Yep.
Did your parents do that?
No, in suitcases in the basement.
Ideas for you parents out there. Position there. All right, so we're inside the 2018 RAV4. This is a 2018. This is not the same one Chrystal took. That was one of our loaner cars from our fleet for the service department.
It was very similar. I want to add, like, the comfort of driving this car was amazing. I've never driven a RAV4, so I was really pleasantly surprised. I gotta tell you, these RAVs, even though they're a 4-cylinder, had a lot of power. I hit the gas, I'm like, whoa, I didn't realize how much power that these cars have. And I have to say, too, I got over 30 miles per gallon driving on the interstate down there, and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, the variable valve timing in the new cars, you basically have the same displacement of the smaller size 4-cylinder. What they've done, they've opened up the valves and changed the way fuel is injected inside the cylinders, and it gets you better fuel economy. There goes my phone, sorry. That's professional, see? That's how we operate here, sorry. Anyway, the variable valve timing that's set up inside the car, it keeps the same displacement of the engine, but it lets more fuel in, lets more air out faster, so these types of things help the engine get you more horsepower faster and give you better fuel economy too.
Between 30 and 31 in the eco mode.
Okay.
And I even had mentioned to my husband that even in the eco mode, this car had a lot of power in the eco mode. I would have thought it would have been a little slower or doggy. Yeah, and it wasn't at all. You could not tell. And we just cruised on down and back, and it was great.
The fun thing, if you take the sport button and you hit that when you're like sitting at a dead stop and then jump on it, you can like spin the tires. If you're into that sort of thing.
So we'll have to change the rims out.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So we can. That's just a helpful tip. What else we got in this guy? Your giant man boy or whatever, man child. He was sitting in the back seat for how many hours? 5 hours in that trip?
About almost 7 hours.
So, did he recline the seats back there? Because I know you can do that.
I don't think he did, but
No?
I mean,
man, look at all that space. Was he sitting behind you?
Holy crap! He sat behind my sister, and sometimes he would stretch his legs this way just to.
It's like massive amount of space back there.
It's a very roomy car.
And quiet?
It was quiet.
Yeah. SUVs, I mean, I remember back in the day. Here comes one right now.
Look at that happy customer. Oh, it's my mom.
We should interview. Oh, no, she's not with her. Is that her friend? One other feature we talked about last time was on the Scout GPS. It showed gas prices on the Camry, which was really cool, but you just told me about something I didn't even know.
So the app is also on my phone. So when I was down in Tennessee, my son, his game got over and I knew I needed gas. And in town, let's just say it was like $2.50 something. And I'm like, I don't want to pay that. So I got on my phone, I got on the Scout GPS app that I have for the Camry, and it pulled up all the gas prices in the area, and I noticed that 3 miles out of town I could get it 30 cents cheaper.
That's cool.
So, you know, I had my trip planned. I knew I was going to get out of town, and then I'd find a place a little bit down the road and save myself some money.
So then when you put the trip in the app, when you get in the car already knows where you want to go and everything?
Well, I just knew that if I got out of the city, it was going to be...
You know where the gas is going to be. Okay.
So I just wanted to look and see what it was like in the area and out of town.
That's pretty cool. I mean, normally when you get apps for your phone, you got to get Gas Buddy and Parking Buddy and all that stuff, and you got it all built right.
No, it's all right there. And I will tell you, yesterday I actually used it again in the Camry.
Mm-hmm.
In Creve Coeur, the gas was $2.30 something.
Mm-hmm.
I went across the river to Peoria County, and it was $2.50. I got on my app or my screen and found out, hey, it's 20 cents cheaper down the road. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving Kroger and I'm going somewhere else now.
That's awesome. That's really, actually, that changes everything, really. I can't even imagine in the future these gas stations they'll have to be watching this stuff too.
Because you can still use your Kroger card for gas points, but I wasn't going to save any money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'm just going to go somewhere else. So,
that's pretty cool. All right, so there's another plus for the Scout app. All right, well, I think we've hit some cool stuff, and you know what, the RAV4 is one of our top selling cars. I mean, people buy them for a reason. They got tons of space, good fuel economy, ride and drive is nice, and the seating position. I know when you're driving down the road, a lot of people like that. They can see a little bit higher.
That's my mom mentioned that about she has a RAV now. My sister's own too, and I asked my mom, I'm like, what do you really like about the RAV? And it was some of the same key points. She likes, you know, the gas mileage. She likes that she sits up higher, the space that she gets. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, this was a really fun car to drive. I really enjoyed it.
Cool, awesome. All right, well, what are we gonna let Chrystal drive next? You want to drive a Tundra or something?
Okay.
A Tacoma.
I gotta tell you gotta check out those Prius Primes.
Oh, did you drive one?
My husband drives one every once in a while.
Well, I think maybe we'll do a Prius Prime video next because I like the Prius Prime too. I'm a Prius geek. So.
Actually, I might be taking a Prius Prime to Chicago for hockey on Friday, so maybe we'll show you.
She's working this game. So every time she wants to do a video, she borrows a car for the weekend. But it works out. That's okay. All right. Well, thank you, Chrystal.
Thank you.
This was fun, and we'll do another video here soon. See ya.